Hello, this is Kathleen Short with Dreaming About the Mouse Travel and Dreaming About Vacations. Today I want to talk to you about online check-in. It's the big day that every Disney cruiser waits for because it's the day that not only can you complete the online check-in and pick your port arrival time, you're also going to be able to book your excursions, book spa activities, book the nursery for your little ones. You're going to be able to book some special character meet and greets, and you're also going to be able to book adult dining, sports simulators for the Disney Dream and Disney Fantasy, as well as booking character meet and greets on all the lines, and different things like that. So we're going to go through that so that you are confident and ready to go. Your agent will let you know your designated day to complete this, and you will be able to log in at 12 a.m. Eastern Time or 11 a.m. Central. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to put Disney Cruise Line in your browser and then just click right here. And at this point, you should have already created an online account for your Disney Cruise reservation. If you haven't, then you would just go right up here and hit create account. And if you have, you'd also hit this and you just sign in. And then if you haven't already created the account, then you would also need to link up your reservation. So you can find that on the confirmation that your agent sent you. So once you pull it up, you are going to be using this area right here. It says My Disney Cruise. You'll go to My Reservations. Sometimes I'm finding that if you've cruised before, they auto link the reservation, but sometimes you actually have to go in and add your reservation. Either way, it's really easy and it's intuitive, and it will just walk you through what you need to do. But just go to that little area that says My Cruise plans. Okay, so now you've got your cruise up on this page right here. And you're going to see if you're paid in full, it'll say stateroom paid. And in order to complete your online check-in and to do your cruise activity bookings, you're going to have to be paid in full. And something to kind of explain here, if you are a first-time Disney cruiser, you are going to be in the last group of people getting to book activities. So I don't want you to be surprised when a lot of the things like character meet and greets, sports simulators and things like that are already taken and booked up, especially if you're going in a popular month like around a holiday or during the summer months. If that happens to you, don't panic. You will be able to get in line at guest services when you board the ship. I would go as early as possible. But once you're on the ship, you can go up to guest services and see if they have any openings for those things that you were wanting to do, or maybe even they can put you on a wait list. We cannot promise that they're going to have those available, but it is definitely worth asking because in our experience, they do hold some of those things out. So the first group of people that are going to get to book the furthest out from the cruise are going to be the concierge guests. So if you're a first-time cruiser, but you're a concierge guest, you're going to get to do this before everybody else. In fact, we can even email them your preferences and they will do it for you. And so a lot of people who are going on a Disney cruise hear about the wonderful cabanas on Castaway Cay, and they really want one of those. However, there's only like 25 of them. And so they are usually booked up by all the concierge guests. And so by the time it gets to our first-time cruisers, there's not any left. In fact, the group that gets to book after the concierge are going to be the platinum guests. Those guests usually can't even get the cabanas. And then after the platinum guests, then the gold leveled guests get to go. And then after that, the silver get to go. And everybody is silver who has been and completed at least one Disney cruise. So, like I said, the very last group to go is going to be the first-time guest, the first-time sailor. But just rest assured, the next time you go on a Disney cruise, you're going to be in that silver group. And the more you cruise, the more benefits you get by being able to book early. Okay, so now that we've covered that, let's say it is your check-in day. The first thing you're going to want to do, well, you're going to have two things you have to do. You're going to want to book your cruise activities, and then you're also going to want to do your check-in. Now, I'm actually on 2 different sailings this coming spring, so we're going to do my one that is further out, the March one, because that one just opened up for me this weekend because I'm a gold level Castaway Club member, so I got to actually book everything on Saturday morning, or actually 11 p.m. because I'm Central Time. So the first thing I did when I did that, instead of doing this part first, I'm going to go do my cruise activities first. So I'm going to click Book Now. This is what you're going to see. It's going to have a day-by-day schedule of where you are going. You can see I already have some things booked. So, for example, when you want to add activities, you're just going to click right here, Add Activities, and then all sorts of things are going to pop up. So you can choose from onboard fun, dining, port adventures, but of course we can't on this day because it's a sea day. Nursery, if you have babies. Now it's grayed out because I'm traveling with teenagers. And then spa and fitness and dining. So if I click onboard fun, I did click the Disney Junior character breakfast. I'm not sure we're going to keep it, but if not, we'll cancel it and see if cancellations happen, and then I guess the little ones might be able to get it. But my teenagers still like seeing the characters, so and it's good for me to try it out to help our guests. Okay, so now this pops up, and all the things that are available for me to book show up here. So like the golf simulator, let's use that as an example. So this does cost money. It's $28 for 30 minutes or $49 for 60 minutes, and it tells you the price right there, and it tells you the ages that can do it. So if I click select, I can pick the people. So we are traveling with some friends, but and just don't panic if you see this. Like, it has my husband's name, and then it has a mixture of other people's names in there, and it's just some kind of a glitch. So if that happens, you don't worry about it. It's not that there's anything wrong. It's just glitchy. So if I wanted to do if he wanted to do the golf simulator, I'm going to click his name or click whoever else wants to go. I'm going to hit check availability. And it should pop up some times for us to look at. So it's got some times here. I'm just going to click 2:30 and hit save. Okay, and now we should have that booked. So if I go, it just takes a little bit, so don't panic when it's doing this. You can see we already have the sports simulator for my husband and son. I couldn't get them at the same time, so I just did it the best I could. I got my daughter and myself the Frozen meet and greet and the princess. And then see here, now it shows up. If I want to cancel it, I just click cancel. It's not going to charge me until we get on board. So you can book these activities up until 3 days before, but they will sell out. So we're not going to do that. So I'm actually going to hit cancel, and it asks me if I'm sure. Okay, so they're having some issues, so I'll just try again later. Oh, now it's gone. So if that happens, just keep trying. If not, we can try again later. Okay, so you also can book your excursions. So let's say we want to book an excursion for our Grand Cayman Day, and I want to book it through Disney. Now, we give you several options if you don't want to book it through Disney. There's a wonderful company we work with that your agent should have sent you the link to for shore trips. And then you could also do things out on your own, whatever your comfort level is. So let's say we want to do the 4x4 Jeep Adventure. If I want to learn more about it, I just click right there. If I'm for sure I want to book this one, I'm just going to click the people. Now, once my friends here get into the time where they can book, which will be December 16th, I actually got to book December 1st. So I'm gold and they're silver. So there's about a 15-day difference there. But once their day opens up, I could go in and actually book these for them. So if you're traveling with family members that have different levels of Castaway Club membership, that's kind of how that works. So I just encourage the first person to be able to book, just go ahead and book what you want, and then we'll try to match everybody up after that. Okay, I'm going to hit save. And it was just like when I was booking that golf simulator. The one thing you will want to pay close attention to is if you are booking like a Bippity Boppity Boutique, you will want to make sure that you're not booking it during your meals. So if you have early dining or what they call main dining, you're going to be eating around 5:45 or 6. If you have second dining, you're going to be watching the show first and eating dinner about 8 or 8:30. So either way. Okay, so now you can see on our day right here on Grand Cayman, now this shows up and it shows me the price, $120 a person. Again, it's not going to charge me until we get there. We've actually been to Grand Cayman multiple times, and it's very fun. We're really comfortable just getting in a taxi and going to a beach. So, or we like to get a private catamaran to go swim with stingrays and just kind of tootle around the island. So anyway, that is that. Now the other part of your online check-in is going to be to actually complete the online check-in part. So right here, it already says I'm all checked in, I'm actually done. But if you want to modify it, or if you're going in for the first time, you're just going to click on there. And it's going to bring up something that looks like this. Okay, so you're going to go in and you're basically going to put in like names and birthdays, and then it will take you to here where you're going to put in your passport information or your birth certificate information. Again, I'm sure you've heard your agent say this, but we highly, highly, highly recommend you getting a passport. It is the best form of identification that you can travel with. If you are in a foreign country and have to go to the hospital or get sick and can't make the ship to come home, you're going to have a problem with just your birth certificate. So it's really, really best to go ahead and invest in passports for your family. Okay, so here, this part I have to go back because I haven't entered in all of my flight information. So I'm going to do that, and it's going to ask how you're getting to and from the ship. You might put, Disney Cruise Line shuttle, or you might be putting on your own if you're driving or something like that. Then you're going to get to pick your port arrival time. So that you're going to want to pick the earliest time. So I know I already have this. I don't know why it's saying locked other than it's probably because of this. But I picked like 10:30 to 10:45, so that will be in one of those first groups to get on. And we like getting there early and walking around the port, taking pictures and looking at the ship model and meeting some of the characters that they'll have out there. Anyway, so you'll fill that out. After you're done with it all, you're going to get to a point, you can even do the kids club check-in. I don't have any of that because mine are older. And then the last thing you're going to do is you're going to print your port arrival form. A lot of people forget to do this. So this is the very last step. You need to print this out, put it with all your travel documents. You can also email it to yourself as a PDF. So I like to do both, and then I keep a folder on my email that has information, all the information about my trip. So it's easy to find. Don't wait until the last minute to do this. They will close this down about 3 to 4 days before you sail. So just go ahead and do this on the day you're doing your online check-in. So that's pretty much it. Just a reminder that this is often a source of confusion. The character dining meal does not cost you any money that you can book, but it is for only cruises that are 7 nights and longer. So anyway, just keep that in mind, and they usually offer it once, sometimes twice. So that's something you definitely, if you're going on 7 nights, want to get that booked early on. And then it is also such a great opportunity for mom and dad to have a date night. If you go to Palo, it is wonderful food. It's very romantic and just a beautiful setting. And it's something that we really highly recommend to everybody. We just ask that you try to do it like on a night, maybe that's not the pirate fireworks. That's a hard night. You want to probably be there with your kids for that meal. You could always feed your kids early in cabanas, the buffet, or you could, sometimes they'll feed them in the kids club. So just depending on your situation there. So anyway, I hope this helps. And if you have questions, please feel free to reach out to your Dreaming About the Mouse travel agent, and they will help walk you through it. And we hope you have the most magical cruise ever. Bon voyage!